Frankie, 8 Fifi Macs and a brand new hat today on BoxMac. There's something we got to get out of the way.
What?
A new hat. The old hat is retired.
It was old hat.
It was old. I like that gag. That's my kind of gag, Frankie. I just want to introduce you to its new improved features because it's going to make my life much easier. The old hat was Velcro. The new hat, elastic band.
Nice, so your hair can get longer.
Exactly. I'm going to try it on for the first time right now. It could be a total disaster. I could be hatless. It's going to be okay, I think.
Is it good?
Yeah, what do you think? How does it look?
Well, it's like standing very erect. It's definitely like distractingly.
Well, fix it for me.
I think maybe that's better, but it really wants to just pop back up. I think that's what we're gonna end up having to work with. Is it more comfortable?
Yeah, it stays on better. It's clearly in control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing you hated more than like trying to
A floppy hat. That thing.
make the Velcro stick.
Exactly. And then, Frankie, we also have 8 Macs.
Multiple brands, because
Yes.
there's Sophia Italian, and then there's specially selected. But they all seem to be cut from the same cloth.
And there's also tops, too. So if we line these all up, you can see that they are a individual size. And they're actually all of the same printed colors, too.
Yeah, I want to understand what's going on here. It's a supermarket brand that you can then put your brand on?
It must be. Some manufacturers offering a premium selection of like upscale kind of Fifi Macs. We get them in a couple of different brands, but with all the same basic marketing elements. It's not the exact same picture between these two, but no, they did take different pictures.
There's actually nothing that matches.
But it's like the photos were taken on the same day,
yeah,
with just a different bowl of the same
like even
product.
the fonts don't match.
Yep.
And the exact color of green on the banners don't match. This one's imported from Italy.
Yeah, this is a product of Italy.
So there's a couple of ways we could go with this. One from each unique style, or we could actually prove, for instance, these two
are identical.
Yeah.
Let's see, do we have 3 Truffle Macs? You know how I feel about Truffle Macs, Frankie.
We had the Roland's Truffle Macs, and
Yeah.
they weren't that bad. They were just a little strong.
Yeah, they were a little strong, and then we had the terrible, terrible Evol. So there's 3 Truffle Macs. We could do all 3 and compare them. What do you think?
We've never had a pesto before. I'm kind of like keen for a pesto.
Yeah, and I am a huge fan of sun-dried tomatoes, and this is a sun-dried tomato and mascarpone macaroni and cheese.
I think maybe we do any one of these 3.
Okay.
I don't really care which one. Then you're sun-dried. We could compare the 2 pestos. The 2 unique pestos. We'll get to prove if they're different.
Yep.
Plus we'll have 2 other varieties. So it'll be a 4 Mac episode.
A 4 Mac episode. These are not standard prep Macs. Let's briefly review the instructions. I'm gonna pick the Tops brand for the truffle. I'm gonna pick the newest of these 2 Sophia boxes, if they even have dates. They are both identically dated even. So here's our 4 Macs, Frankie.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Now let's see what the prep is for this, shall we?
Unique prep.
That's what Nina said, and she gives the notes before the episode starts.
Yeah, she rushes out with a headset and quickly tells us everything we need to know before we go on.
Exactly. She's got like a little clipboard. She's got somebody in her ear telling her the absolute latest facts. Corrections for the teleprompter.
She gets real pissed off at an intern.
You're muttering something about where's her coffee. I'm gonna have to open this box to understand. So we've got a sachet.
At this point, any cheese pouch is a sachet.
Forever and ever ramen. Basically, we're making it like we make the 3-ingredient mac, where we add a certain amount of water, and we just let it simmer in that water. And
That's how they want you to do this?
Yeah. You take a look at the noodle. It's a pipette noodles.
It's a snail.
Yeah.
Which
it's called pipette.
I thought pipette was the one that was symmetrical. Like it comes out the other side with an equal hole.
Nope, that would be an elbow.
Little pipettes, he used to say.
Little pipettes. Yes, it was wrong.
Okay.
I was wrong. Mark it on your calendars. Label this specialty pesto, Frankie. Do you have your obligatory marker?
You know I do. On the topic of new things, renewal, there's a new Sharpie.
Is it? Well, I think you left your old Sharpie here last time. Is this your old Sharpie?
No, I would never carry a blue Sharpie.
No, he would. This man would never carry a blue Sharpie.
But I always carry a Sharpie.
I mean, we've got some more exciting Sharpies if you want something a little different. I've got gold and silver Sharpies.
Oh, for like signing?
Yeah,
things?
that's what I got them for. Oh, and I need a 4th pot. I'm gonna have to go find a 4th pot.
Do you always carry Sharpie?
Yeah, it comes up an awful lot. I mean, there's like labeling discs. There's needing to. Comes up a lot.
4th pot search. 4th pot search. 4th pot search. Okay, got the 4th pot.
Everybody was really excited to see that you finally had a 4th pot. In actual fact, it was always a Lent pot.
It was always a Lent pot.
So the problem persists.
I feel like that's a Ben Franklin proverb. It was always a Lent pot.
It was always a Lent pot.
Yes. You may thought he had 4, but one was always a Lent pot.
Ben Franklin, France, 1801.
1796, yeah. We were just a couple of years apart.
It was something that occurred to him after the Revolutionary War.
Yes. Lent pot analogies after the war.
The perfect Ken Burns documentary. Light push-ins on old photographs.
Yes. Over like fife and drum.
A 5.5 hour documentary series.
Yes.
Have you ever watched an entire Ken Burns documentary?
No, I have not.
I at least watched the whole Lewis and Clark one. It's fascinating. The lives of these men who went into the woods.
Confidential. Gentlemen of the Senate and of the House of Representatives. The River Missouri and the Indians inhabiting it are not as well known as is desirable.
I recommend the Prohibition one. All it really did is make me want to drink. But
You're like, oh, that's good. This is the instructional part of the show where we show you how to boil water.
Yeah, it's great. This one explicitly says unsalted water.
Well, it must have a pre-salted cheese pack.
But I think I've become an expert on this particular topic. Let me just tell you why I think I'm qualified to apply for this job. Okay.
That's why. This from the man who ruined that Dynomac. Yeah.
Ooh! It's my fault. It's way too much salt.
Dude, I can't eat another bite.
That was before things were known, before things were understood.
About 6 episodes ago.
It was like 3 years in real time.
It was January.
Usually when I make a boxed mac now that's not a Cracker Barrel, I will use the Rapid Mac. And I have perfected the amount of salt to add to a Rapid Mac.
Perfected.
Perfected. It's not much, let me tell you. I think I could do it here. Do you trust me?
Why not just follow the instructions?
Because salt makes pasta taste good.
The water amounts really matter here.
Yes.
For once, I buy into your salt ratio.
It really matters here too.
But the thing is that this ain't that. These are pots of water.
Only one says to not salt though. Then what should we do?
We salt the rest. You go ahead and do your thing. Do you feel that's an unfair advantage? Look, do whatever you're gonna do, but just be careful about it. Don't break anything.
I'll put on my safety goggles.
I don't want any servers to go down.
I'm doing it, Frankie. Doing it live.
We've tried somewhere around getting up to about 200 max now.
Sure.
When have we ever come across a box that was like, no salt?
Fine.
Are you guys with me on this?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right, no salt. This is the one I'm most excited about, by the way.
The sun-dried?
Yes.
I'm not a fan of sun-dried tomatoes, really.
I really love them with a pesto. Pesto and sun-dried.
Yeah, sure.
One of my favorites.
Sure. Pesto's a strong flavor.
Yes.
So it balances out. But yeah, if you just sort of throw some sun-dried tomatoes into like a regular pasta.
Yep.
It's too much flavor in one bite.
Yeah, it just tastes like sun-dried tomatoes.
I'm also not really, like, in general, a huge tomato guy. Like tomato on a sandwich, on a burger, nice slice of tomato, but
Sure.
I'm not one to eat like a cherry tomato for fun.
Oh, really? I love cherry tomatoes. I actually don't care for normal tomatoes. I love cherry ones. Let me just say that all of the pastas are pipettes, and all of them look identical. It must be the same manufacturing company. Must be.
Well, I think that's clear.
Yeah. I seem to recall that these were pretty expensive Macs, too. All of these, every single one calls for outside Parmesan cheese.
Do we have any?
I think I do.
So yeah, I carry a Sharpie.
I have quality Ocean State Job Lot grated Parmesan cheese.
Oxymoron? Quality Ocean State Job Lot. For the people who don't know, there was a Junt's cart on Ocean State Job Lot.
Watch it. Yeah.
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 We can't do that anymore. We can't put anything in the middle.
I like doing that. Like here.
YouTube phased it out.
In 3 months over here.
Ocean State Job Lot is a Rhode Island-based wholesale marketer.
In many states now.
There used to be this Russian guy who worked with me. He was trying to convince me that there was an Ocean State Job Lot somewhere in our state that was like super high quality, looked nothing like the others. And I just don't buy it. I think he's thinking of a different store. Super high quality, delicious food. Out of this world.
I mean, I know there's one that carries wine. I've never seen one that's very fancy. And in fact, they've become more and more crowded over time.
I have a lot of criticism over the cash registers.
Yeah.
There's something about those cash registers.
It's very
like,
inefficient.
Is there ever a store that has enough cashiers on staff?
Let me tell you, there is one. It's Marshall's. Instead of you having a bunch of rows, they line you up and then they pull you into the next open register.
Yeah.
It works so quick. It's so much more efficient. I wish everyone did it. It made so much sense.
As Larry David said, you don't want to get line envy.
I do. I suffer from that problem all the time. and I get screwed about 30% of the time.
You know, like they do in Disneyland, you know how the line snakes around? Going to a deli, you take a number. So it's fair, that's all. Because you probably don't add up stuff at the same rate, but there's a way to solve it. One line. It's not a crazy idea. You have a rope, you rope it off, and people move up fair and square. Nobody's going, oh, I can't move.
I shouldn't have such a hard time getting out of the store. That should be the store's favorite part, where I give them money and get out. I find that self-checkout doesn't really speed things up much either.
I love self-checkout at Stop and Shop.
Yeah.
Because what you can do is you carry around the little wand scanner,
yeah.
tells you your prices, and then when you're done, you just walk right through and you're all set. Should I put on the de-steaming device? It's unusually steamy in here today. It's so steamy, it's confused my microwave and I can't turn on the fan. That's how steamy we are, Frankie. I cannot do it. I can't escape the steam. Look, I'm pressing the fan button. Nothing's happening whatsoever.
I can't get it.
It's too steamy to do anything. We're just gonna have to endure. Look at the windows fogging up rapid.
It's like we're all taking a shower in here.
We don't need to drain, Frankie. This is kind of convenient.
Oh, because it'll all just...
Yeah.
It'll all just. Gotta turn this down a little.
Yeah, that is a little outrageous. Truly, truly, truly.
Go down, please. That'll do
I can
it.
hear the stress in your voice.
I'm gonna need a fourth.
Fourth spoon. Where's the fourth spoon?
I'm asking you to give me one. For f***'s sake, I'm looking at one.
That's a fork.
Pesto, strong.
Truffle, earfish.
Sun-dried.
Sun-dried, doesn't smell like much yet. Mostly smells of pesto.
Pesto is big, strong
Big,
pieces.
strong nose pieces. It's looking pretty done.
I can definitely smell the sun-dried.
You can?
Yeah.
How does it smell?
Sun-dried.
Frankie, what brand of olive oil do you use at your house? I use this one.
Olio di Melli.
Olio di Melli.
Olive oil lasts you a while. You buy a $20 bottle from some guy in P-Town that used to be your guidance counselor, you'll have it for a while. There was somebody in the comments who most certainly did not go to high school with me, who was in love with Tony Melli impression. Well, looks like the pesto is coming down a bit here, and we are gonna have a delightful amount of cheese sauce and pesto with sun-dried tomatoes. You have never had anything in your life. There you go.
You've never had anything in your whole life.
You recall, you never cork it. You put a cheesecloth where the cork goes. What else do? You don't put it in the coolest part of the house. You put it in the warmest part of the house.
This one's pretty done.
I apologize, gentlemen, but that truffle mac smells gross.
Nina says the truffle mac smells gross.
She's right. I'm gonna swap these two because this one's a little behind.
I see. Dr. Cheeks?
I just came to my mind. Your references are on point.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cheeks. I'm doing my rounds and I'm a little behind.
The addition of the olive oil has really kind of made this flare up, which is unusual.
Like get all pissy.
Yeah. Adding a tablespoon of Parmesan cheese to each one. This one looks like it's ready for its oleo.
Smells like rubber.
Rubber?
I don't smell rubber.
That's just crazy pregnancy stuff. Women love to hear that.
Yeah. If you ever want to engage in a conversation with a pregnant woman, oh, you're just crazy and pregnant.
Maybe if I was pregnant, you'd have a point, but I'm not. Hope you're all ready for some odorific max.
Hope you're all ready for some odorific max.
Hope you're all ready for some odorific max. Hope you're all ready for some odorific max. Max, 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 max.
This has been your obligatory song interlude. Thank you.
Is it time for cheesecake?
With Ronald McDonald coming on down the stairs.
Oh yeah, we were encouraged by Alyssa to add questions at the end. We should think about those. Like so like what was the smelliest mac you ever had? Put it down here.
None of them have a particularly appetizing color, do they?
One of them is Ninja Turtles green.
And the other one is like infected Ninja Turtle green.
Do we want to, before we mess up our palate at all, understand whether these are identical or not?
This is the specialty brand.
It's quite good. It's all pesto-y.
It is. The pesto flavor is a little bit artificial, but not bad. It's quite nice, actually.
It's plenty of pesto without it being like, whoa, that's a lot. Did you ever have a pesto dish where it's like goopy pesto? Yeah. And maybe you like that, but...
I actually do, but this is really nice. For a pesto that didn't come out of like a fresh mixer, pretty good.
I think the oil and the water prep and the Parmesan cheese at the end,
yeah,
all fifi stuff, but I think it pays off.
Yeah.
All right, we're about to see if this is identical. This is the Sophia Italian brand. I don't know, it's slightly different.
A little bit different, just a tiny bit. There was initially just a little bit different balance in one of the herbs they added, but it's basically the same thing.
All right, I think it's fair to say these are identical.
It is really good though.
Yeah.
I actually really like it.
Would you ever buy this?
I might.
It's expensive.
Well, I've seen Deluxes de job lot for pretty cheap. $2 a box, so I may.
Pretty good. Sun-dried?
Yeah.
Ooh, hot.
Oh, sorry, Frank. Do you need emergency water? Emergency water?
Yes. You have a cold water?
A cold water? I gotta go way back in the kitchen for cold water.
I needed emergency, and it's so slow. What happened there? A very hot set of noodles.
Yeah.
Went down my throat. And burned my throat on the way down.
Now that your life is restored, sample the mac again.
It's pretty good.
The sun-dried tomatoes taste impressively fresh.
Yeah.
I don't know quite how they did it.
I mean, there's very little about this I don't like. I mean, it might not be my flavor,
Yeah.
but between awesome pasta, pretty good tasting tomatoes, that nice little cheese at the end.
Yeah, I really can't overemphasize how impressed I am with how good the sun-dried tomatoes are as sun-dried tomatoes in this.
I mean, I would take Cracker Barrel over these any day because I'm looking for traditional mac.
If you're in the mood for something different, though, this is pretty nice.
Pretty good. All right, truffle. We've had mixed results with truffle. It's a strong truffle flavor.
It's not bad, though.
It's on par with the Rollins, I'd say.
It is. It's very similar, though I like the pasta more here than I did the Rollins.
The Parmesan actually adds to it quite a bit.
It does.
I like.
The truffle flavoring is just a little bit strong for me.
There also weren't big chunks of mushroom.
Overall, I am pretty darn impressed.
4 really good macs.
Yeah.
I think the prep was a good balance.
Yeah.
Of a little extra effort for big gains.
Yes, exactly. We've done those ones before where you have to stay over the stove way too much. This wasn't that bad. Definitely check these out.
If you see one of these, even though they're all a little different, they're actually all the same.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can say that.
And you should pick one up.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, John, let's do something shilly.
Okay, shilly.
When you're trying to market your YouTube channel,
Sure.
they say, ask some stupid question at the end.
Okay.
So that they'll comment, and then the search engine optimization will increase.
Oh, all right.
When was a time when you had a truffle mac?
There were 3 times that I had a truffle mac. One was now. One was Evol. One was Rollins. At some point, Ray, we should have a contest to give away the old hat. How about that?
Holy crap.
How about in the comments, what's your idea
Yeah.
for a contest?
Yes, that's a great one, actually. What's your idea for a contest to have us give away the hat from the first, what episode number is this?
82.
I thought you were going to go up. 82.
82.
BoxMac 82. Leave it in the comments.
I
below.
think.
It's actually 84.
Near what is now Kansas City, Hugh Hall broke into the whiskey supply and got drunk. John Collins was punished for a string of offenses, including talking back to Clark.